Hello, hello, and thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Tori Talk. I am here with the lovely Joy of Coffee with Joy talk show and podcast. If you guys have remembered, I have been on her show before, and I couldn't wait to have her come on mine. And look how absolutely beautiful you look. Such a ray of sunshine. Thank you so much for stopping and talking to me today. Are you excited? I never get another person who does what I do to come on, so I'm super excited to chat with you.
I'm extremely excited, very, very excited. I'm just so elated just to be on your show, just to be in partnership with another podcaster, and just so excited knowing that we can collaborate without the competition.
Story time. Who got the tea? Who got the tea? Yeah. Story time. To know. Just tune into the show. Story talk. Tell your life. Story.
For sure. And the funny thing is that when I met Joy, we met at a event we were both invited to as influencers in our area, and the event was...
It was crazy. Yeah, it's talking about dating. I mean,
it's like, it has some things. I ended up being on a panel after not supposed to be on a panel, so that was fun. And Joy was so nice and sweet and took my photos for me because I did not expect to be doing any of that. And I came alone. So I was like, oh, thank you, friend.
Of course.
And since then, I see Joy all the time at multiple events across the city. You're doing such amazing things. You're always doing such uplifting things, crazy, like fun themed events. And then we actually have a panel that I'm going to be on that Joy invited me to. So we're going to get into that a little bit later. But I always like to start with something a little bit fun.
Yes.
And for us, because of what we do, I would like to know, who is your favorite talk show host and or podcaster, and why?
I would truly have to say, I know this probably may sound vintage, but of course Oprah, because
that's not vintage. She's on my mood board. That's my girl.
Because it's mainly her, because to me, when we talk about podcast is just a video of radio, right? Mm-hmm. You just in someone's face, but to really captivate an audience, to be on the stage, to really be like, you get a car, it's like, wow, that is a dream, right? But truly look up to Oprah. If it had to be a denominator, it's truly her. Mm-hmm. And of course, not to say you want to be the exact, but it had to give a visual. She would truly be that individual, only because just knowing that she's a trailblazer for Black women, right? She really opened up many doors, and she really captivated the audience of all races. Despite we all have our own issues, but despite that, she really broke barriers into where she is, to where she was then and to where she is now.
I would totally agree. I know it's a lot of Oprah hate, but I'm telling you, I know that, and like you say, everybody has our things, but y'all ain't gonna make me hate Oprah. Despite what y'all, it's not happening.
Correct.
Even after the hate, I made my vision board that I keep on my phone, and she on it real big.
Right?
I'm like, look at my girl.
Yeah.
Because it's goals. And like you said, it's just like, there are, everyone has their things that they definitely need to, work on and make better. But I do feel like, as a whole, when you look at, like, her career, and like you said, the advancements and things she's done for people who look just like us has been, like, leaps and bounds. So, shout out to you, Miss Whitney. We love you over here.
We love. Hearts.
Another thing I want to talk about is one of my, like, favorite folks to, like, watch when I was, like, when she was on with Wendy Williams for, like, the entertainment piece. And another controversial piece. She's not like Oprah. She just all controversial.
Correct.
But I loved her so much.
Yeah.
And how do you feel that, like, the entertainment industry, or, like, just the culture in general is missing now that she's gone, especially with the ditties, the like all the stuff that's happening? Like, she'd have been all over. Like, do you feel like there's been, like, a missing piece with her gone?
Well, I would say for people who are like 30s, yes. People who are under, the je ne sais quoi that they're creating,
they don't know.
They don't really have, so it's like a blessing to know that we was able to have a typewriter and the computer. Sure. So if something were to fall, we go into a pitch dark, we'd be content. this new generation won't be content, you know. So I would truly say she brought her own tab, her own liquid, you know, her own liquor to it, you know, if you want to say, because again, like you say, she was controversial. So, but in a sense, not to be, but to say, hey, this is my lane. I can do this, you know, and she owned up to it. And granted, yes, a lot of people probably felt very irate towards her, but that was her, you know, you couldn't change it. So now that we're in the day and age where everyone could be their own Wendy Williams, but the question is, are you willing to take that dart? Are you willing to really be bashed before you even overcome that hill? Because we know that Wendy Williams at the top and at her pinnacle, and we know by her expressing her thoughts, sharing things, and really just going full throttle with no gas, no brakes, you know,
sure.
correct, and no one is stopping her. But now, are you willing to take those darts that's coming? So it's really, even like if we had to say, even though she's not a talk show host, but Jaguar White, right? You know, explaining all the things that's happening back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, what's going on with the Diddy, right? So are you willing to stand forward and really fight? So I think they are missing her. No one has yet to have that flight, but you know, talk show has really taken its own little turn. So, and again, many people want their own show, and they, you know, it's like bittersweet. You know, you have a lane with social media, but would there ever be a Wendy Williams? I would say yes, but probably in a different time.
I think so. I mean, I feel like there's going to be someone who does that type of work that she does and can take it up. But I do feel it's a different beast. And like Wendy, like you said, she was able to take it and dish it. And what I've always said and what I love about her, she would tell you a joke, but she would not tell you a lie.
Correct.
So I'm like, I still ain't never heard no one say that Wendy was lying.
That part, right?
They might not like that she put their business out, or they might not like
Yeah.
that she, you know, commented on something,
Yeah.
but they never said that she was a flat out liar in
Yeah.
all her days.
Yeah.
And that's like, you know, being a journalist, one of the things that I can like definitely rock with. As long as it's like your journalistic integrity is intact, then it's like, you may not like it, but at least it's true.
Yeah. And see, even with that, it's like, now, how are we even able, even if you do the research, some people still water it down, and you're wondering like, okay, I said the information, but is it really real? Then someone come behind you and fact check, and you're like, I did the research. I went on med.com. I went on FBI, you name it, I did it. But really?
Yeah,
it's like
it's
constantly
hard.
being watered down. So journalists definitely at this time is truly, I think, one of the hardest job to really to exert and really express information and really trying to say, is it real or not? Because now people are second guess, right? Especially we're dealing with, you know what? Of course, in a few more days is voting, but making sure that we vote correctly, you know. And you know, we have people who are behind the podium really expressing negative things and wrong information, and it's sad to say that we have a cohort of people who really believe that, who really say, yes, no, this is it. And when they're being fact checked or being asked to give information, or what's the policy, or what amendment, or, you know, memo, they can't explain anything. They just sit there. But you know, that's a whole different take. So
Yeah, I must say, girl, we can't get us in no political corner.
Girl, you know,
Can't do the politics here.
Yeah. But you know, journalists is overall, this title is definitely being tried.
Yeah,
so if
for
you
sure.
truly want to be in this lane, you got to definitely have some tough skin.
That part.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for chatting with me about that. I love, like, you know, just getting people's opinions on just different things that are happening. Now, I want to talk about you, because you got to interview me, but I have not got the pleasure of interviewing you. So I would like to know, Joy, how did we start the show? You guys, the frames you're going to see, that is a part of the brand.
Yes.
So I want to know, like, how that decision made, and, you know, your new favorite or your next favorite syndicated talk show?
Yes.
I'm like, we're going to talk about all of that. So
Yes.
please let us all know.
I always wanted to be a talk show host. Always wanted to. And the bottom line is that Oprah has always been my number one. Always have been. And again, I don't know how God decided me to get into education. Love education. I don't know how, but I'm excellent with it. Didn't have no background. Just went straight into education. So again, the pandemic happened, travel, went to Utah, Texas, South Africa. I'm traveling all over. How is that happening? I have no idea, right? So I was like, okay, so I'm working out, and I'm telling my friend Tiffany, like, I really want to do this. I really want to do it. So it was during the summer, so the fall comes, and you know what? God was telling me, you already have everything. I was like, you're right. Didn't know how to work Canva. Didn't know anything, but had an idea. So I called up one of my friends to do a flyer for me, and I've called a few friends like, hey, you don't mind being on my Joy? At that time it was Joy Talks, and then but she was like, I thought you wanted to do Coffee with Joy. But that didn't come into play till like January. So we did like a few dry runs. I was like, yeah, I could do this. So went home for Christmas, went to Florida, went home for Christmas, boom, bam. Came up with everything, planned out everything, got a few guests coming on. Now I said, I got to work my own Canva. I don't care how it looks. You got to start somewhere. So I did my own Canva, did my own flyer. I was excited. I was just so great.
Her flyers are so cute. Y'all.
Oh my God. I'm getting better, people. I'm really getting better. So a year went by. Now everyone's on IG. Thank you for being on my show. So started on IG and I was like, God, okay, I want more. I'm feeling this. Like, I'm really like, it was the energy that no one could not have taken. No one couldn't see, but inside I was just, the flame was just brewing within. So met up with the team and they helped me get on YouTube, work YouTube out, and eventually now we're on YouTube. Then I was in part of 202 Creates with Marion Bowser in Washington, D.C. and met a few people there. And I was remember telling Dee, she's into cooking. So she was like, yeah, just get on Buzzsprout. I was like, what? 'Cause again, I'm like searching for my answers. Like, okay, I'm a podcaster, but I'm not really on podcasts. But how is that happening? So she was telling me you just need a funnel. So I had the audio. So I worked that out little by little and worked out with Buzzsprout. Boom. Now working out with Spotify. Still got to work out the other one. So don't look, just go to YouTube. So now I'm on YouTube and we do a Facebook. We do have Spotify, but now it's just nowhere up here. It's nowhere for growing. And now now I'm solely doing everything.
Right.
Of course, that's not the goal. But again, if you looking for money to come in, now we're working on the business side very heavily because we're working on it, but not working on it. Because again, trying to make this vision become really a reality, really bring it out. So that's how Coffee with Joy was born. And the glasses, I don't wear glasses, of course.
I know, there's no frames in these glasses.
Yeah, I just want to let you know there's no frames, people. Yeah, there's no frame. There's no frame, people. I just love glasses. I love the frame, and I thank God. I pray, please don't let me turn about 60, 50 years old. I don't have to wear glasses.
But I do wear glasses. That's always like something that I noticed when I play. I was like, such cute frames. I'm like, and I actually need them to see. And I'm like, look at you with no frames in these glasses. Frame. It's so cute.
No lenses. I love the frame. But so it was like really the blazer and the frames. But I was like, it's hot. I don't want to wear a blazer. So I still wear the blazer, but mainly the glasses. So I do own over like 150 pair of frames. So I just buy the frames and I just take the lenses out. Yeah, because I remember somebody reached out to me like, how do you get the glare out? How do you get the glare?
He's like, there is no glare?
I'm like, and everyone just busts out laughing, literally busts out laughing. So yeah. So that's how Coffee with Joy was born. That's how we built up our whole personality with the glasses. The bigger they are, the wacky they are, the better. But we're basically normalizing the difficult conversation where it's not a niche platform.
Right.
We talk about everything. There's a testimonial, how to share the information because everybody want to hear the story. Because you telling your story, you don't know how you're helping somebody. You don't know how you taking this person from one step to another. But a how to save, how to become into modeling, how to get into marketing, how to become a podcaster. So all these little infinite things starts with the conversation. You have to talk. So that's how Coffee with Joy. I love coffee, and of course my name is Joy. Yeah. So it's like boom, Coffee with Joy was born. In January will be 3 years old that we've been going.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
And you know what I love the most like about your content, and I've told you this, offline and stuff before, but I will let you all know. What I love about what you're doing and the things that you say is like Enjoy Curves is your IG handle.
Correct.
Right. And it's like when you look at some of the events that you put on or things that you post, it's like so uplifting, like so engaging, like making sure that people know like if you're having this feeling, you're not alone. Like I'm also going through this. And like I also love like your transparency with stuff too. I feel like when you're going through a journey, like you're bringing your followers along with you. It's not just look at all the great things that I do. It's like, oh y'all, I've had a tired day. I'm doing this, and like I think that people like really enjoy that authenticity. So like one, I want to say that I very much appreciate about being a follower person and a knower of you. But what made you be able to go through that? Like changing like, your Instagram name and like the things that you talk about and the body positive stuff and all of those things. Was that just a part of you so innately that you had to just let it out? Or is that like a decision you made that you wanted your content to, be like about that type of stuff?
It's like a gumbo of everything, right? So really when I started everything, I was a blogger. It's a new name influencer, new name content creator, right? You get read crimson, cranberry, you name it. They all the
Right.
same, right?
Right.
So I started as a blogger, really into fashion, really love fashion. So enjoy curves. I enjoy my life. And, of course, curves, just a synonym to plus fat, however
Right.
you want to put it, right? So that's how Enjoy Curves were born.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to get rid of Enjoy Curve because she's the mother to everything.
Yeah.
So she birthed out Coffee with Joy, how we came about, and part of my stories on my page, for you. If you ever decide you want to roll back and just start looking, right? So, you have some people who really look back. They
Yeah.
call haters. But, we're going to leave that alone. When people really go back in 2018, be like, what? They call haters. But, so I really don't want to get rid of Enjoy Curves. So Coffee with Joy does have her own
Yep.
flight, but Enjoy Curves really speaks who I am. The whole 360 of fashion, life, God, you name it, food, just a little snippet of everything. You're right. I'm being open, but still closed.
Right.
There's some things I choose not to present, only because I don't want to tell everybody, give you complete information about me, right? Because
Right.
it's still secrecy,
Right.
Especially when we do certain things like our birthday, Never put my age out there. Come on, we got at least some type of I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. This is my birthday, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's just those smaller things that, because again, as much as you have people who congratulate you, you have haters,
Yeah.
So again, it's not saying I'm walking on a thin aisle scared, but you just want to be smart. You just want
Yeah.
to make sure you're proactive to your own life, because now social media or this new day and age have really expressed that we have to be completely transparent. And God doesn't even call you to be transparent. He may call you to do this little piece right here to be transparent, but not to be completely, and then you get mad. Again, like we stated with Wendy Williams, are you willing to take that dart? Are you willing
It's
to?
hard.
Correct. When someone's trying to come back on you and say, oh, you not with that guy no more, but you was easy to flaunt him, telling about him.
They
So,
love that.
so all of that. So it's really Enjoy Curves birth everything. So I don't want to get rid of her, but I still talk about Coffee with Joy. So that's where, again, this is where I want to be.
Right.
But I want to be where to continue to grow. But Coffee with Joy is where she's at, and keep going. But Enjoy Curve would definitely be holding her hand and walking with her.
I love that. I love all of that.
Thank you.
Now, you have a lot of things that like different events, and I think one is like a sneaker
Correct.
bowl. Like
Correct.
a lot of times it's like you and like your Converse and all of these like. It's really cute, guys. If you guys have never seen their content, if you haven't after this, you should definitely go check it out. But like, how did that come about? Was that something that you thought of, or did you have to partner with someone? Like,
Well, so Coffee with Joy has where's Chucks and Coffee.
Chucks and Coffee,
And
yeah.
we're under domestic violence, and really it's just an event to come out. So by you purchasing a ticket, it's part of your proceeds will help benefit. So that part is still growing. So we only 2 years in, 2.5 years in, and we still trying to get everything worked around it, but it's stem around for domestic violence and really just bringing awareness and slowly but surely partner with people. So we do partner for the event. We partner with people who are in, who deals with domestic violence or even breast cancer, but mainly our flight is domestic violence. So that's how Chucks and Coffee came about, only because it's high in with Coffee with Joy, and
Right.
it kind of speaks for its name. When you hear Chucks, wear Chucks, because we always going out, we got to wear heels, and everybody, just come out and have a good time. So it's really just a partying and having an excitement time and just enjoy knowing that, hey, part of your proceeds will help benefit, and we probably work with Alliance, or we work with, domestic violence within the DMV area, just to show our gratitude and probably partner with other organizations as well. So that's how Chucks and Coffee came about.
it's like I told you guys, like absolutely dynamic. Every time I have somebody on the show, I'm like, these are such great women. So lucky.
Yeah.
Now, I am super excited to let you all know, because this is like the first time anyone will hear anything about it yet, because
Yes.
it's still like,
Yes.
but I will be in a panel. I was
Yes.
asked by this lovely lady to be on a panel, and I'm always, I don't know why people like to hear me speak,
Yeah.
but if they like to hear it, then I would definitely, like to share
Right.
things. And I was like, so happy when I saw the invite come in,
Yeah.
and I could see all the rest of the ladies who are going to be on the panel. I'm super excited for it. It's coming up in like a couple months now.
Correct.
Right? We got
Yeah.
a couple
A couple of months.
What was that about? Like, what made you actually want to put this panel together?
Okay, so it stems back. Joy want to be a syndicated talk show host, and many people don't know what syndicated means that you go with certain networks, not only local, but you're syndicated. You're around the whole nation. So that's the goal. So if you think of Ellen, Oprah, yes, so that's the goal. But Coffee with Joy needs a community. She has a lot of people. So I call them their followers and supporters. I have a lot of followers, but we don't have much supporters because, again, people from Africa can't fly here just
Right.
as easily. So Okay, you have to go in the community. So Coffee with Joy is doing in-person and virtual events. And it's like, well, if they won't give you a chair at the table, God give you a hammer and wood. Create your own. So I was like, okay. And it doesn't have to be anything big or enormous, just small events. And so Coffee with Joy first event in person will take place December 12th, which is Women in Podcast, starting from the beginning. We all have a story. We all started from somewhere, right? So all of us have a story. Of course, I'd be moderating, but just to hear you all's story. How did it all start? Where did it come from? How did you all, like, what did you need? Because a lot of people look at podcasters and say, oh, they got it together. How did they able to? And of course, there's so many equipment, so many things, so many places. But how am I able to get, or where do I go? So all these questions hopefully will be relieved through all, and we're still going through it, right? We're still working through it. We're still adding to it. So that's how Coffee with Joy, Women in Podcast, starting from the beginning, will happen. So I'm so excited for all the women that will be on the panel. I look forward to it, just to be able to hear a piece of your all story. And hopefully we'll have audience. It's again, small events. We will have more, but it's building because towards the 5th year for Coffee with Joy, I would like to do a big mega event, you know, just to have people come in. Of course, like I said, you have a lot of followers, but the supporters need to be in presence. Now that we're back open, let's do slowly but surely. So, and I chose the weekday only because if you're already at work and you come in, I don't have to take, between those times, 10 to 12 on Saturday, people's like, okay, what do I, or 10 to 2 is like, what do I do? Okay, I got to go here. It's like always, So I said, well, you're already at work, so might as well come 6, and it's very short, get straight to the point, hear the information, enjoy, network, and be able to be amongst other people if you would like to know about podcasts, and get to follow you all to see how your journey is and what is it that it takes, because somehow or another, it start with the conversation, it start building. You didn't have this at first. Then slowly but surely, it built to where it is now. And it's still growing, you see? So just to share the information within people within the area.
Yeah, I love that. When are they going to actually start getting the flyers and all that stuff? Because, you can hear here, so this was like a little exclusive. Yeah. But it's about to be actually coming out for you to be able to get your tickets and get your, when is that?
So the tickets are out now, but you all will get the flyer today. I received the flyer for us to go, but the flyer goes live tomorrow. Correct, and that's tomorrow, October 14, 2024. It goes live, and very inexpensive. Tickets are $15, and it'll be at Busboy Poise, Brookland in DC, so that, hey, you'll be able to have your drinks and eat. So your ticket will definitely help benefit the future events that's coming up.
I love it. Yes. I can't wait. I know you were saying, it was like, I'm waiting for the graphics. So I'm so happy to know that it's coming.
I like for you all to verify before it goes live, you know. Yes, so making sure that.
Because that's professional. Just put it up. You see how you got to get approval?
Correct. Yes.
Now, one thing that you mentioned that I feel like I deal a lot with, and maybe you can tell me how you feel about this. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of, competition in our particular situation is very saturated now. I have come from a journalism background, as do you, but a lot of people don't. Yeah. And now, with the availability of having, cameras and the phones, it's made it a lot easier. And like you say, editing software and things like Canva is very easy. You don't got to have Photoshop anymore. Yes. But how do you feel opportunities have been? Because I think at the beginning you said, if there's no chair, God gave you, hammer and nails and wood, and you can make your own chair. Right. But do you feel that you've run into that a lot? Because I know that for me, it's been a thing that I'm constantly combating. But how has it been for you?
I said it's like 50-50, right? And it does. It happens. You try to fight and you trying to climb up that ladder. But at the same time, I call it branches. While I'm trying to grow here, but I'm still building here, only because things are happening. Right. And I have to receive the rejection's going to come, right? But at the same time, I have what I have. Right. I have the ability to go forward. So it is hard. We do have people out there who are not journalists, who don't know anything about journaling. They just sit there, gather the information, just say a few, read, and go from there, and they build the following off of that, right? So it's like bittersweet. You can't blame them for working with it and doing their job, but at the same time, it's like, no credentials, It's like, for example, this is a different topic, but someone want to be a dating coach, but you have no certification, no data, no nothing behind it. So what deems you to make becoming a dating coach? In the same sense, what background, what information do you have to keep forward? So I do find that to be a problem, but at the same time, I can't dwell there. Right. I have to be able just to go ahead and make my table, and eventually because somebody's watching you. Somebody's watching.
Everybody's watching, whether you
Correct.
know or not. Or
Correct.
whether they're, like you said earlier, with the hating.
Correct.
They could be
Correct.
watching for that too, but that's still a view.
Correct.
Thank
Correct.
you.
So you know, and it's like we just have to be like the horse with the tunnel vision. You know, we have to stay focused because comparison and everything else would definitely pay. Well, not saying doubt our mental is not disturbed. I'm not saying that, but the more that you fight for yourself and continue to keep working at what you're doing, and just prayfully and just say, hey God, let me get in those space. But at the same time, I'm working and calling. You know, so it does happen. But at the same time, I just have to continue to keep my head up, knowing that, hey, I'm doing a great job. Look how far I got back. So the more I look at my cup half full instead of half empty, I know I'm further than much others.
So, I mean, I love that. Thank you so much for that. I think the only thing I really want to know now is like, what more is next for you? I mean, you're already doing so many things at once, but like, what's next?
You know, what is next? Hopefully to do more red carpet as well. And I always thank you, always opening doors for me, always saying like, hey, I'm going out of town day, looking for somebody, you know, being on the alert, you know. Hey,
I do that. And
yes,
it's so
you do.
funny. I'm like, people always ask, I'm like, y'all should get Joy.
Several times. Like literally, I'm telling you, this the woman right here. Y'all talking about me, this the woman right here. Let me tell you, the collaboration is serious, people. Yes. Always. I remember I was at the gym and I think you text me and you was like, is somebody that's gonna call you and look out for you? And I was like, yeah, bet. But I was like, okay. And it was like not once, not twice. It was like 3 times. I was like, yes. So I truly appreciate that. You know,
you're very welcome.
But you know, it's just within the frame of, you know, doing red carpet, the host. I would love to work with, hopefully get on, you know, Channel 4. The goal is to be an anchor. But I say, God, hey, you do what you got to do. Hey, I'm write the plans. You be the eraser. You fix it, you know. So I'm open up to every and anything. When I say anything within, you know, far as like podcast, talk show, red carpet, anchor, sitting at the desk, you know, just giving the either entertainment, news. Of course, we won't get into politics, you know.
Right.
Truly.
Definitely could do fashion. I want to do more of that. I'm like, why y'all don't call me after these award shows?
Right.
Because I could definitely talk. I mean, I do it on my personal time.
Right, yeah.
With my friends, like, a mess. Where's Joan Rivers? Where's the fashion police? Like when you're like a person, like, you know, like us, and you like those things, like this is like a part of your brain. It's like, it's inevitable. And it's like such a natural next step and such a good fit, you know?
Yeah. So really just up from here, you know, we're open up to everything and just constantly just try to, you know, if there's something I could get into, hey, I'm willing to travel, willing to be even a moderator, you know, and like I stated, you know, hey, they won't give you the table, you create the table. So, and this slowly but surely. So we have like I said, this is the vision. And when God gives you the vision, only you and him can see it. And you just try to bring the life for everybody else.
Well, I'll tell you this, what I've been telling the rest of my guests, they've all come on here so far. And everyone I asked them what's happening next, what do you want to do? And like a lot of my business owners have like this plan or this like benchmark. And they have all met it. So now we got this thing going where it's like something about sitting in this seat. Like either it come in like, some people come a lot sooner, it come in the next year, whatever your time frame is. I'm telling you, they come back like Katori. I know we joked about it, but it happened. I'm like, you're welcome.
Right. Yeah.
Blessings all. And I know like everything that you want to do, everything that you want to have in the career you want to have it's yours. You're already living it and it's going to come to you just from like the quality of work, the things that you do, like the way you continue to do, you know, your content and you stick to everything and create such an amazing space and community, as you mentioned. It's like space is the limit at this point for you.
Thank you.
Of course. Please let the people know where they can follow you and keep up with you. What do you call your Coffee with Joy? Because my refined taste are my tastemakers. So do you got a name for your folks?
I just call them coffee drinkers.
So for the coffee drinkers,
yes.
And for people who want to be coffee drinkers,
yes.
Please let them know where they can follow you.
Yes, you can surely find me on all things Coffee with Joy. Of course, Coffee with Joy _ and also Enjoy Curves. She's the mother to all, so Enjoy Curves on IG, TikTok, Facebook, you name it. And also our website, thecoffeewithjoyshow.com.
And like give them your favorite. I want to hear you say the like your little tag about the your syndicated talk show. I want to hear it.
Oh.
I love it. It's like she starts all the shows. It's so cute.
Welcome to Coffee with Joy. So excited and so elated to have you all here on Tori Talks. Of course, stay tuned for we will be a syndicated talk show and podcast.
Boom. And with that, thank you guys so much. Thank you for sitting and talking to me. And until next time, thank you for tuning in. Bye.